I'm here to tell you about the Clean Power Plan. So, in the words of Elon Musk, we are running the most dangerous experiment in the history of mankind, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there's an environmental catastrophe. Musk, 2011. I think we can all agree that the world is changing around us. There are temperatures are rising, ice caps are melting, the sea level is rising. There are wildfires that burn for months at a time, and many people around the world are suffering from drought. In the words of Leonardo DiCaprio, climate change is real. It is the most dangerous threat to our species that we've ever experienced, and we need to all work together in order to change that. DiCaprio, 2016. In 2018, I was fortunate enough to get hired at my dream job, which was Greenpeace. For those of you who don't know who Greenpeace is, they're an environmental organization who uses creative communications and protests, and they collect funding without not using any sort of like big business or anything like that, and they expose global and environmental problems across the world. The transition to clean energy is happening faster than we ever anticipated. And with the Clean Power Plan in place, our emissions will be down. Our emissions will be down 30% by 2030 if the Clean Power Plan stays in place. Should we protect or amend the Clean Power Plan? Today, I'm here to tell you about President Obama's Clean Power Plan, which he created August 3rd of 2015. It is imperative to reduce the carbon emissions. Today I will explain the 5 rules of the Clean Power Plan, the problems with President Trump repealing the power plan, the solutions and practicalities, and ways that you can help. The Clean Power Plan was promulgated by President Barack Obama in August of 2015. Under the Section 111 and the Clean Air Act. This plan proposed to reduce emissions by at least 30%, hold power plants accountable, set regulations, standards, have limits on carbon dioxide, hold states responsible and regulate. And here's my chart. It's the Clean Power Plan. It'll save families, money every month on their electric bills, their health insurance, doctor expenses, things of that nature, because it will lessen air pollution, and people who live near these power plants, or just people in general, will just be healthier. The problems with this plan, the problems with repealing this plan, President Donald Trump, on August 21st, 2018, he repealed this plan, the Clean Power Act, and he's trying to replace it with something called the Affordable Clean Energy Rule. The problem with this is that his rules only meet the bare minimum emissions requirements. The carbon dioxide under the ACE rule, the Affordable Care Energy Plan, otherwise known as ACE, only projects to reduce carbon emissions by 0.7 to 1.5%. President Obama's plan projected to reduce emissions by 30%. I think we can all agree that that's a drastic difference in numbers. And some researchers have even said that Donald Trump's plan could actually have the possibility of increasing emissions. So we're going the wrong way here. The third problem is that he's not holding states accountable. This plan, his ACE plan, would not hold states accountable for the regulations, which would definitely cause, more air pollution, which causes health problems for the people who live around, in the area near the power plants. And it would cost, taxpayers and Americans billions of dollars. So, the replacement and repeal plan is just one of the numerous deregulatory actions that the Trump administration has taken since being in office. Now that we've talked about the problems, let's turn our attention to ways that we can protect the Clean Power Plan. Here are some of the solutions for protecting the Clean Power Plan. Climate change is one of the most complex issues that faces us today. There are many different dimensions to climate change, economics, morality, ethics, science, politics. There's a lot that goes to it. According to NASA, we need to reduce our gas house emissions immediately. We need to stop the burning of fossil fuels, be less dependent on fossil fuels and become more dependent on renewable energy sources. The emission, oh no, where'd it go? Sorry. The emission standards, we need to be lowered for sure, and the ways that you can help would be to be more conscious of your carbon footprint. You can do things such as, walk or bike instead of drive. A plant-based diet, honestly, you'd be surprised at how much the meat industry contributes to carbon emissions. We could consume less and reuse more. Shopping on Amazon is a big thing, on shopping. We need to start recycling and reusing things versus buying new. Conserve energy. Turn your lights off. There are simple things that you can do to help the planet and everyone around you. And another way, one of the most important is to adhere that your state representatives and officials are holding, power plants and other energy companies and things of that nature to their standards. And your government officials, the best way to do that is to get politically active and vote. Make your voice heard. Here I have listed a couple different websites that you can go to, and with a couple different petitions to sign. There's more information, on these issues and ways that you can get active, places you can donate money to. Greenpeace is always accepting donations and new volunteers and members. Petitions are one of the best ways to have your voice heard. In conclusion, I believe that the Clean Power Plan is essential to combating climate change. This policy just, everybody needs to sign the petitions. We need to protect this plan at all costs. Like I stated earlier in my speech, President Obama has his plan projected a 30% decrease, and President Trump's plan only projected as 0.7 to 1.5% increase. I think we can agree that's a huge difference. What you should take away from my speech is that climate change is the biggest threat we have to humanity. Honestly, there is no planet B. We all need to work together. We all need to realize that this is real, and we need to do everything in our power to change it before it's too late. Only after the last tree has been cut down, the last river poisoned, and the last fish caught, only then will we find out that, or we realize that money cannot be eaten. This is an old Indian, Cree Indian prophecy. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.